All right, looks like I'm online on my personal Facebook page, online at Spiritual Life Center's Facebook page, and online at Spiritual Life Center's YouTube channel. Decided to come on a couple of minutes early because yesterday I didn't have a good connection, so I wanted to make sure I didn't have that challenge today, but today everything seemed to be working pretty darn good. So welcome to those who are here. We have an opportunity in a couple of minutes to just continue to stay centered during this challenging time that we're going through. Some would say it's an intense time. Some would say it's a crisis with an opportunity to see how we're going to grow and unfold even more in our life individually and collectively. This morning I had gotten a wind of an article, and it was for someone that is a wellness coach, and they were talking about breathing and how critical we've come to understand breathing is. This whole COVID-19, attacks the lungs for those who have challenges with it. And I was just realizing that, some days when we have some anxiousness or anxiety or challenges coming up, that we probably don't breathe as deeply as we should. I found myself, examining that just for me, today. Today was, even though I'm at home, there's still a lot of things I'm seeking to get done. I've got a board meeting later on today, and preparing a talk that we're going to pre-record for Sunday, an article I need to write. So I found myself a little bit anxious, and I realized I wasn't breathing deeply. So I decided that I was going to take some advice from a person just to start breathing deeply. And here's what they recommend, and that we can do as we go through our experience, as we breathe through this pandemic experience. They said to breathe through your nose, like just really breathe through your nose, and to breathe very deeply and slowly, and to even do what they call the Darth Vader breath, where you breathe in and just breathe out, because breath is so important. I realize that breath starts our life, and we leave this life with the very last breath. And so we need to take advantage of noticing our breath and know how it can really, keep us more centered, more balanced in times of stress, in times of anxiety, or when fearful thoughts come up. Just go back to our breathing. It's simple, but it's extremely necessary and very, very powerful when we give our attention to breathing properly and deeply. So anyway, that's just my tip for the day. I've been applying it for myself because, breathe. Because I imagine that when we get a little bit distracted by stuff, our breathing is shallow, and our breathing should be actually deeper. And the more conscious we are about that, the more relaxed we become. We increase our immune system with our breathing more deeply, and there's very much power in our breathing if we breathe properly. So think of Darth Vader, the deep, slow breathing, and it'll make a difference on how you may feel at any given moment. So I thought I'd start out today, as we always do, with reading the daily word, and then we'll focus on our own breath techniques with a mindfulness meditation to keep us centered and in tune with the power that is within us. And today's daily word is service, or rather serve. And someone told me that if you really want to start growing spiritually, see how you can serve and support someone else. And that does make us, whatever time or talent that we have, to benefit another person. But reality is that we actually benefit ourselves. So today's daily word is serve. And the affirmation says, in service to others, I find my true self. The word monde loosely translates to commandment. And Maundy Thursday is named for the message Jesus gave his disciples in the upper room during the Last Supper. In Gospel of John, the 13th chapter and 34th verse, Jesus said, I gave you a new commandment, that you love one another, just as I loved you. You also should love one another. Before he gave this commandment, he washed his disciples' feet, saying, for I have set you an example, that you also should do as I have done to you. I take these words to heart, knowing, as Mahatma Gandhi shared, the best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. And so we follow the master teacher's example of service, as well as his commandments. And we say, I serve others, finding the Christ presence, that part of God in all of us. We find it in everyone as well. And it says from the Proverbs, just as water reflects the face, so one human heart reflects another. So we take in that affirmation to our minds and hearts. In service to others, I find my true self. With that, I invite you to prepare for a time of communing with the presence, to be totally present here and now. So simply breathe in and breathe out. Focus on your breath. Focus on that breathing here and now.